You can have the money, the title, the body. But if your mind folds under pressure, it all crumbles. Mental strength isn't about pretending to be tough. It's about not flinching when life gets personal, when the betrayal hits, when the silence drags on, when the deal falls apart, and no one's coming to fix it for you. This video breaks down 7 rules that make you mentally bulletproof, not just resilient but untouchable. 1. Stop over-explaining yourself. Every time you explain yourself to someone who's already decided not to respect you, you lose leverage. You trade power for approval. Seneca warned, "The first sign of wisdom is to not need validation from fools." He wasn't being cruel. He was being clear. People who understand don't need explanations, and people who don't want to understand will twist your words no matter how carefully you speak. You're not a defendant in a courtroom. You don't owe the world a speech every time you make a move. If your values are clean, your decisions don't need applause. Save your words. Protect your peace. Let your life speak for itself. The mentally bulletproof don't negotiate their worth with people who operate on ego. They move quietly, clearly, decisively. 2. Don't share your next move. Planning is power. Broadcasting is weakness. The second you tell everyone your next move, you invite their noise, doubt, and energy into something that's still forming. Marcus Aurelius said, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." That includes opinions, praise, and permission. You don't need a round table to approve your mission. You need discipline, focus, silence. The Stoics built entire empires on restraint, not because they feared exposure, but because they understood how rare and sacred unshaken intention really is. Let people assume you're idle. While they talk, you build. While they guess, you execute. The strongest moves happen in silence, and when the results speak, they don't need subtitles. 3. Learn to sit with the discomfort. We are wired to escape discomfort. Physically, emotionally, socially. We bolt the second things feel off. But growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens right at the edge of your tolerance. Epictetus taught that suffering isn't the pain itself. It's our refusal to accept it. Every time you numb, distract, or delay, you train your brain to fear the very thing that could make you stronger. The mentally bulletproof don't chase easy. They sit with the burn. They lean into rejection, delay, silence, loneliness, not because they enjoy it, but because they own it. You become powerful when discomfort doesn't scare you anymore, when you can feel shame, grief, or rage, and not let it steer the ship. Pain's not permanent, but avoidance is a trap. Don't run. Hold the line. 4. Question the narrative. Your mind is constantly telling you stories. They don't respect me. I'm behind. That opportunity is gone forever. But stories aren't facts. They're shaped by wounds, bias, and old patterns. The Stoics knew this. They trained themselves to pause, not to react, but to observe. Marcus Aurelius journaled daily to dissect his own thoughts. Is this true, or is this just my fear talking? Most people walk around as prisoners of their own untested beliefs. The mentally bulletproof don't trust every thought. They interrogate it. They flip it over, ask where it came from, and if necessary, burn it to the ground. Every emotion is born from a narrative. If the story is wrong, the reaction is wasted. You don't have to believe every voice in your head, especially the loudest one. 5. Starve the need to be liked. Needing to be liked is the fastest way to betray yourself. It starts small, biting your tongue, laughing when it's not funny, pretending you're fine when you're unraveling. Before long, you've built a personality out of what makes other people comfortable. Stoics didn't chase approval. They chased alignment with virtue, reason, and self-respect. Seneca said, "You want to live according to nature, then stop living according to applause." Being mentally bulletproof means letting go of that twitchy, insecure need to please, because the truth is, not everyone's supposed to like you. Some people are wired to misunderstand you. What matters is whether you respect the choices you're making, whether your actions are clean, even when no one claps for them. Reputation can be taken, but integrity, that's yours. No audience required. 6. Control what you repeat. What you rehearse in your mind becomes your operating system. Repeat failure. You become hesitant. Repeat betrayal, you expect it everywhere. Repeat shame, you start shrinking to fit it. The Stoics were obsessed with repetition, not of trauma, but of virtue. They trained themselves to remember what was good, strong, and unshakable. Because every loop in your brain is a groove, you dig deeper. Choose the wrong loop, and your mind becomes a prison. Epictetus didn't say don't feel pain. He said don't add to it. Don't build stories that trap you. The mentally bulletproof monitor their thoughts like a fortress. They let the lesson in, but not the poison. You don't control what hits you, but you control what you replay. Guard your mind. It's not a landfill. 7. Stop arguing with reality. You don't get to rewrite the past. You don't get to control how people behave, and you sure as hell don't get to bend the laws of consequence. The moment you start fighting reality, you start losing time, energy, and clarity. The Stoics didn't pretend things were better than they were. They accepted what is, then worked from that place. That's where real power begins. Not in fantasy, not in resentment, but in unflinching acceptance. Marcus Aurelius faced plagues, betrayal, and war, and still wrote, "Don't wish for events to happen as you want. Wish for them to happen as they do, and you will have peace." Acceptance doesn't mean weakness. It means clarity. You stop wasting energy on what should be and start acting with precision inside what is. That's not surrender. That's dominance over yourself. The world isn't going to hand you peace or respect or freedom. It will throw noise, distraction, and pain at you every day. But inside that chaos, you still have power. Real power to pause, to see clearly, to respond, not react, to move without needing applause, to be unshakable, because your strength doesn't come from them. It comes from within. These rules aren't easy. They weren't meant to be, but they work. And every day you live them, you build a mind that can't be broken. If that's what you want, subscribe. This channel is for the few who are done with excuses and ready to master themselves. Check the description for resources I've handpicked to help you sharpen your edge even further. Start today and never let the world make you soft. You were built for more. Prove it.